were like the earliest days like? Maybe even like the idea stages when the idea for Airvet kind of presented itself, or maybe when you realized that, hey, this is something that you're going to pursue.
Yeah, so we had an interesting beginning in a sense. So my father and I were kind of getting together to try to figure out this space and how different it was from human telemedicine. So in human telemedicine had, even before COVID, 90% of human medical platforms. So whether you're Kaiser Permanente or even like Anthem Blue Shield and Blue Cross, and so insurance companies and medical practices, about 90% already offered or were building a telemedicine platform. So it had really vast exposure in that space, but in the pet space it was like 1%. So we tried to understand, like, why is there such a disparity between the two? When you look at the primary demographics for telemedicine, it's typically a millennial, right? Broadly speaking, let's just say 18 to 40. But 60% of human healthcare costs come from people over 55, right? So not the primary demo for telemed, but you look at pet, right? The largest segment of pet owners, millennials. The fastest growing, millennials. The highest spending, millennials. So why were we at such low adoption? And so that kind of it was the impetus for what we were going to try to build. So we tried to understand why that was. And then through my father and some friends of his from the industry, what we found was that even though telemedicine platforms in the pet space existed, they were all very vet focused. But this is a consumer driven industry, right? Pets is very consumer driven, but nobody was really building any tools for the consumer. It was all very SaaS, not a marketplace. So we were actually, and are actually, the first and only pet telemedicine marketplace that exists, where not only do we partner with vet hospitals and chains and buying groups and distributors and all of that, but we also can completely separately and independently partner with or acquire pet parents, and any pet parent in the country can download and use Airvet 24/7. So that's where it started. The idea is us getting together to try to figure out, why is adoption like nothing in this space? Why is nobody building tools for the consumer? Why is nobody looking at this as a marketplace? So that's really where the crux of the idea started, is just trying to understand how you have 90% adoption in human, but 1% in pet, right? When the primary demo for telemed is much more geared towards pet, and it was just not being looked at as a marketplace. It was just very, very vet driven.